A useful tool for displaying, interacting and sharing documents is a shared folder widget. This widget does not store documents itself, but instead points to a folder in Frog Drive. I cannot create a folder via the widget, so I first need to set up a folder in Frog Drive which I can access from the Quick Launch menu. I find it's best to create the folder not in my documents but in school documents. This keeps everything organized to a folder structure, which makes finding resources later much easier. This may seem confusing now, but if you use a shared folder widget, nobody will notice. I can only control sharing on one folder, not any subfolders. This means that if I want a set of resources for teachers in my department, but I want to share some resources with students, I'll need to create two department folders. In my example, I already have some folders set up called Student Resources and Teacher Resources. I'm going to share the student resources with students and staff profiles by single-clicking to highlight the folder, clicking on the action cog, choosing Share. In the pop-up, I can now type in individuals or groups or profiles. In this case, I'm going to add students and staff, so I'll type student. Frog then searches for any groups, users or profiles called student, and as you can see here, I'll click on Profile Student. Now, just like sharing a site, I can set the access. I only want students to be able to view the contents of the folders, not add or alter, so I'll leave it as view only. I'll repeat the process to add teachers by typing staff, but this time I'll give the staff profile edit and manage rights. It's worth noting any folders or files inside a shared folder inherit the permissions of that folder and cannot be changed unless you move them out of that shared folder. Once the sharing is sorted, I can add a widget to a site. In the editing panel, I then click the Choose a Folder button. Frog Drive opens and I navigate to my shared folder, single-click it to select it, and then click the Use button. As you can see in the other options, I can change the title of the widget. I can also set the default view to be a list, which is useful when you have long file names. It's worth mentioning that users can switch between icon and list view, but this option sets how the files display on loading. Allow Open in Frog Drive turns on the ability to open the shared folder outside the site.